Hey guys, welcome to the channel. I wanted to go ahead and put a short video together to talk about how to repair your GE indoor smoker if it's stuck in the preheating mode. Okay, now this can happen when the thermal cutoffs, switches are flipped. Now to do this, you need to do this at your own risk and only work with the power off, unplugged that is, and just know your results may differ from what worked for me. Okay. It's a little bit of a complicated repair, but not overly complicated. So let me just show you what we're talking about with the thermal cutoffs. Okay, this is the igniter thermal cutoff right there, and the reset switch is that black button right behind it. If that's popped, you simply push that in and you're back in business if that's your issue. Now there's another thermal cutoff switch on the top right for the upper cavity. That one's a little more trickier. You have to actually get in with a screwdriver, and between the mounting plate and the body of it, you have to push the pin back in, the switch back in, and that may fix it as well. Yeah, there's a lot to take off when you get to this point in terms of a lot of screws. Okay, so let me break it down to you real quick on what you need in order to remove the casing and everything. It helps to have a small set of jeweler screwdrivers, like the little Phillips head and some of the slots. Obviously a household drill with a very narrow Phillips head and a right angle converter. Small baggies to organize your screws as well. And I'll show you what I mean as we start looking at some of this. So there's my little jeweler screwdriver as I'm removing the top bezel that's over the pellet slide there. Basically you got that little rubber grommet in place that pops out, and then you effectively undo the two screws that are underneath it. Okay, now those two screws are little black screws, and they're there to basically help retain that bezel in place. Once you move that bezel off, then you've got four little silver screws that have to come out. Now the rear cover, I'm not going to show you step by step on that. You just need to take out all those screws on the back, and then that cover pops off. For the housing retention screws though, once you get that back cover off, there are four screws on the top that need to come off as well. These are the retaining screws that hold the housing to the chassis. Now the left and right feet braces are perhaps the trickiest. You have three silver screws in place, and then two black screws that are on the plastic side, closest to the edge as well. But the secret for making this work is you need to place the smoker on a pan or something to raise it for access. And here I am using my fine Phillips bit and an ankle drive to remove that. And that just helps me pop each of those out. Now once you have them out, the lower braces need to slide to the rear, and then they come out because these guys are notched into place. And so you have to slide those out and then drop them out, and you're good to go at that point. Okay, so not a lot to it, but it is tricky. Then the next step is you got to slide the casing off itself. Now that will pop out and slide to the rear, but you need to recognize that there's this tongue and groove fit that the case has into the front bezels of the smoker. Now this is important because when you go to place everything back in, you'll need to make sure you get it in the right slot. Now onto the thermal cutoffs themselves. Again, pretty basic device, and that little black turkey popper looking thing right there, it'll pop up when it's been the switch has been flipped. Okay, and you've got to reset it by pushing it back in and make that happen. Now that's normally closed, so if you have a probe on place there for a voltmeter, then use that and you can verify its operation. Now the upper cavity one, here you're going to want to have a continuity check as well, but you're going to need to slide that thin jeweler screwdriver into place just to pop that back into the plastic cavity or housing right there to make that work. Okay, so just to recap, this is to solve the problem where the unit won't go past the preheat stage. In other words, it gets stuck preheating. And typically the cause of this is the thermal cutoffs have tripped, and that basically means that it's not allowing power through to the necessary components in order to hit the preheat temperatures required for the unit to operate. Okay, and so what I've showed you here in this video is two of those thermal cutoffs that may be an impact. I believe there may be another one that's in there, but these are the ones that worked for me. So good luck, and I hope this works out for you. Oh, and one more thing. When you're ready to move outdoors, please take a look at my channel on the dual fire. I think you'll find it interesting. I know I have.